So today I'm going to be doing a ramen taste test. Samyang noodles have kind of ruined me of like any type of cup noodles because Samyang is so good, and a lot of the ramen, at least back when I used to eat it, it is just a sodium packet basically. Also, if you can see that, ignore it. I got something froze off my nose yesterday and it's a giant blister now. I have several different things. I have a curry that sounded good, and then 3 things from Hot Ones. There's a garlic chili, sweet chili, and smoky chili. And then I did get Samyang as well because I haven't seen or tried these habanero lime. Let's go and try. Oh, and also at the end of the video, I am going to try something I've been wanting to do with Samyang, like a sesame crispy egg Samyang situation. Starting off with cup noodle, I found this curry ramen, which I've not seen before, and I love yellow curry. Let me also say that cup noodles aren't my favorite because the texture of the noodle is like flat and not as chewy. I just prefer the actual little square ramen packets. So this is a curry ramen. The side of the cup said if you follow the instructions, it will be creamy, which I did do, and it's like every cup noodle. You literally fill to the line, let it sit for 3 minutes, and the broth was really thick. It really coated the noodles, and it did have a creaminess to it. The veggie packet had these little white squares that turned into little pillows. Also weren't my favorite. They were dry, and I had to look up what it was. It had no flavor. It said it was a pork soybean mixture. That being said, I loved these. I loved the curry. It had a subtle amount of heat, a little bit of sweetness, and it was creamy. If you added coconut milk to this, it would be incredible for a cup noodle. I had so many to try, but I kept eating this. Like, I was nearly full by the time I had to try everything else. This would be so good though for like cold weather. If you're feeling sick, this will cure what ails you. The next 3 I'm going to try are the Hot Ones. This first one is garlic chili. I'm going to try not to be super repetitive because they were all very similar. Each one came with the soup base, a veggie flake packet, and then a hot sauce packet. This one is described as having a medium spice level with a chili garlic broth and carrots and scallions. This had a good level of spice. The hot sauce had an oil in it, so it really coated your mouth and stuck with you. And you guys, listen, I try a lot of food, but I don't actually know things about food. So this might not make sense to some people, but maybe it does to a few of you. Some hot sauces taste like tomato to me, and I do not like when they taste like tomato. For instance, the picante hot sauce or the picante ramen, that tastes like tomato to me, and I don't like it. But don't just take my word for it. I think a lot of people will still like these. I just personally think they need a little bit of work. This is the sweet chili. Much like the garlic chili, the broth of it doesn't coat the noodles like in the curry one. All of the noodles turned yellow because the broth was so thick and coated everything. These also had that same taste in their hot sauce, so I think if ever I tried them again in the future, I wouldn't use the hot sauce. The sweet chili did have a slight sweetness to it, but it really wasn't all that different from the garlic chili. They're all just a little bit watery and missing that depth of flavor that you get with so many other good ramen. I likely wouldn't try anything from this brand again in the future unless they came out with a flavor that really intrigued me or like a creamy line, but I don't really see that happening because Hot Ones isn't known for their creamy sauces. Then last from the Hot Ones line was the smoky chili. Gotta be honest, this was my least favorite one. It tasted like a Taco Bell hot sauce. I don't like Taco Bell hot sauces. They taste like tomato and cumin to me, and I don't like, well, I love tomatoes, but not in hot sauce. I hate cumin though. It tastes like the smell of body odor to me. I would like to know though, have you tried these? What did you think? Did you add stuff to them? Do you eat them plain? I could still see how somebody might like these, like if they're sick, like a spicy watery broth. I don't know, because others, you know what? No, don't eat it when you're sick. Others are better. Then last I had to get these habanero lime Buldak ramen. I've not seen these, haven't heard of them, had to try them. Unlike other Samyang, this came with the noodles, a hot sauce packet, and then some flakes. It didn't have the powder seasoning packet, and the noodles were also different. They weren't like other Samyang noodles I've tried. They looked like beach waves, if that means anything to you. The noodles were a little bit more firm, and they still have that really good chew that I love from Samyang noodles. It wasn't overly limey, which I was worried about, and it also packs that Samyang noodle punch that they're known for. And listen, I'm a hypocrite. Their hot sauce really is tomato based, but I love it. Now for the Samyang recipe, I'm going to toast up some sesame seeds. I then add in some cheese and put it back on the burner until the cheese is melted. Every single morning for a while now, I've been eating my eggs this way. I usually put the egg on at this point and cook it until the egg's cooked through. But today I added on some Samyang, and then I put my egg on top of it, put it on the burner, and finished cooking the egg. See, it's so crispy on top. I think I could flip this over and eat it that way, but it's very hot and the noodles might make it fall apart. De bien. Typically I put chili oil on this also, but since I have the samyang, I'm not going to. Oh. Looks amazing. Oh my gosh. Every morning I make eggs, I think about putting samyang in it. Not for breakfast, but like, I think that sounds good. And I was right. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know your video ideas. See you next week.